Mr. Harmless here, and we are working on the 6-1 practice. And we are down to problems 9 through 14. And for these problems, they're all the same basic thing. We're going to do all the same thing on all of these. It's asking us to find the measures of an exterior and the measures of an interior angle, given this number of sides. Okay? So let's start with the exterior angle. Now we know that the sum of the exterior angles is always 360. So we don't have to do any extra math to figure out what is each one, or what is the sum going to be. Exterior angles are always, no matter how many sides, it has 40 sides, 22, every single one of these, the sum of the exterior is always going to be 360 when we're talking about the exterior. So to find each, and, right, one of them, define the exterior. So let me write exterior right here. We're going to take 360, and then we're going to divide it by the number of sides, 16. So let me grab my calculator here. I'm going to do this first one for you. Okay, so we're going to do 360 divided by the number of sides. Hit enter, and we get 22.5. So we learned a little lesson here right off the bat. These do not have to come out evenly, right? Because we're talking about angles, so angles don't have to be exact numbers. 22.5. So this is the measure of one exterior angle. So we took the sum divided by how many there are. We got that. Now to find the sum of the interior angles, we have a little formula. Number of sides minus 2 times 180. Number of sides minus 2 times 180. So let's do that. So we're going to take the number of sides, 16. 16 minus 2. Multiply that times 180. 16 minus 2 is 14. So 14 times 180. Let's be a big number here. 14 times 180. 2,520. So that's the sum of them. 2,520. That's the sum. Okay? It's all of them together. How many are there? 16. So we're going to do the same thing. Take the sum divided by the number that there are, 16, because these are regular polygons, which means they're all the same. 2,520 divided by 16, so I'm just going to come over here. 2,520, that A and S means the answer to the last one, divided by 16. And I get 157.5. So let me write this down here. 157.5. Now, before I move on to the next one, that's how you're going to do each one of these the same way. Interior angles this way, exterior angles this way. But some of you may have already picked up on this, and so I don't need to tell all of you, but some of you may have thought, now wait a minute. You see a relationship between these two numbers? Let's think about this for a second. So I'm going to draw a thought bubble down here. Okay, so in my imagination, I'm thinking about this problem. Okay, so I'm over here, and I'm thinking about this problem. I'm thinking, okay, now wait a minute. I'm going to look at one corner. Now this is 16 sides. I'm going to try to draw all of them. But right now, this isn't going to be exactly right, but okay, so an exterior angle would be like this. And if this had 16 sides, right, we'll go and do the rest of those sides, 16 sides, right, an exterior angle is extending one of those sides and making angles. So that one exterior angle, 360, divided by 16 of these right? There's 16 of these exterior angles, 16 of them going all the way around. One of them is 22.5. But now wait a minute. If I mentally just ignore, now if you're like, what is he talking about? Don't worry about it. If I just ignore everything except this, one exterior angle, and I know it's 22.5, wouldn't an interior angle just be the rest of this line? So couldn't an interior angle, if I knew what the exterior angle was, couldn't I just do 180, because it's a straight line, minus that interior angle, or minus the exterior angle to get my interior? 180 degrees, right? These are next to each other. Supplementary is the word. So wouldn't I just do 180 minus this to find out what this one is? 180 minus 22.5. 180 minus 22.5. What do you know? 157.5. That means you could, on the rest of these, you could start the same way. You could say, well, 24 or 360 divided by 24. And then whatever that number is, do 180 minus that number to find the other answer. Right? 360. We could have done 360 divided by 16 was this. 180 minus 22.5 is this one. So I could have saved myself a little bit of work just understanding what I'm dealing with. But now, if that little extra bit was confusing, go back to this. 360 divided by the number of sides gives you one of them. To find an interior, just one of the interior, you find the sum first, and then divide it by the number to find one interior. All right, so hopefully that's enough help for you to have for this particular problem, that you can get through all these, right? All 6 of these questions. You should be able to get through these now. If you have any additional questions, Mr. Harmless would be more than happy to help you.